The world is suffering. We have unprecedented amounts of hunger, disease, and a growing public health crisis that's reaching every corner of our globe. We can no longer carry on with our lives as though everything is business as usual, because it isn't. This recent global pandemic is an opportunity for all of us to re-examine our lives and our connection to the people and the things in our world. Seeing the world's problems as someone else's problem isn't a possibility anymore. You see, we share this planet with everyone and everything in it. Every woman, man, child, every animal, every corner of the earth, its air, land, water, and sky is connected. For a moment, I'd like you to think of the earth as our mother, and we as her children. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, if I wasn't feeling good or behaving very well, my mother did one of two things. She nursed me back to health with her love and perhaps some medicine, or she taught me in another way with some good old-fashioned lessons that she hoped I would learn. So the way I see it right now, our mother is trying to do both of these things. That's right, nurse us back to health and teach us some valuable lessons. It is definitely true that our mother knows that many people are suffering. According to a Stanford Medicine recent study, over 10% of the world's population are struggling with addiction, and close to 40% of the world's people are currently living with or have lived with a mental health condition. I know from my own experience that when we have emotional pain, it often will express itself in one of these ways. For me, I lived a disconnected, hopeless life for many years. I tried every self-help book, every healing modality, and found my solace usually in a bottle of wine. Now we know that that is a form of disconnection from reality, and so that's what I did for many years, and never really involved myself in thinking that I had a part to play with my earth family. But let's not forget that mother I told you about. She is caring and kind, but when she wants to teach you a lesson, she will. All the years of hiding my emotional scars and not living my life's purpose finally manifested into a disease of both my mind and my body. And I literally hit rock bottom. Now, when I tell you that this was the best thing that ever happened to me, you're probably going to think, wow, this lady is nuts. But the truth is that I had to experience what I went through so that I could be here talking to you today. I would never have done the absolute deep and insightful work of looking inside myself to heal the many parts that just had little to offer to this world. This part of my journey was certainly not an overnight success, but the life experiences had literally cut off my life force, and I had to do this work so I would no longer feel the pain and that empty place inside. My journey began with surrendering. I had to bring my awareness and focus my energy on what the trauma was. That trauma that was stored inside of me, it was creating these feelings. And after many ugly cry days, connecting to a higher power, and damn hard work using everything I'd learned, I finally unpacked my bags. What was in there? Well, I found lots of things. I found a wounded heart, an abandoned soul, and an ego that didn't want to let me get better. When I finally let go of the control I thought I had in changing my life, an amazing thing happened. That's right. Our mother stretched out her hand and brought me some amazing gifts to help me on this journey. Many of the gifts she brought me were the love of complete strangers, helping me through this time with their energies, their insights and ideas of what it meant to really heal. As my journey continued, I started to sense something new in myself, a new awareness. I was supported by our mother because I finally allowed her to take over and do what she knows how to do best. And I trusted all of the people that were surrounding me at this time. They were lovingly placed there to help me. This I know. They were lovingly put there to help me on this journey. I wanted to thank all of these people for their gifts and kindnesses in helping me to discover a new way of living and a new way of experiencing life. And so I decided I needed to share these gifts with others. I went out into my world. I asked for guidance from my mother and support of how I could serve and what I could do to make a difference. I wanted to make a difference to someone else's life. You see, I finally had the tools and the capacity to understand that what had been done for me could be done for everyone. So in thinking about these lessons and the healing that our mother is asking us to do during this time, I want to leave you with some insight. I believe we're being asked to examine and rediscover our connection to ourselves and our connection to our earth family. We need to heal ourselves so we can be ready and able to help one another. This absolutely begins with each of us rediscovering what Mother's sole purpose has always been for us. And in this way, healing our entire planet begins on the inside of each of us so that we can take it out into the world and share our light and hope with our mother and with all her children. And finally shift our thinking from other to one for our whole earth family. This is Jen Hewson from Canadian Women Healing Our World, and I hope this message finds you well and that you find some hope and light in this message.